I'll be free in 1 second. My son Maxwell is what I like to call an idiot. And fellow people, forgive me for my lack of coup. I understand I must talk like a senator if I should be straight to the point. He's a dimwit, a bumbling dimwit, a loudmouth and an impolite coward, just nasty, vile, rancid. He's an ingrate. Simply speaking, he's an ingrate. He doesn't know how to simply say thanks. And I've done everything for this child. Everything. I'm sure he wouldn't be able to go to college if it wasn't for me. And I'm a busy man too, an extremely busy man. I work long hours in DC, appease lobbyists, talk with oligarchs, have dinners with big oil just for him to suddenly dislike me. And I've been to Dante's 9 circles of hell trying to get on his side. I promise. I'd reach out as late as 4 a.m. to see if I get just one nice response. Just one nice response. But of course I get nothing. But an angry speech accusing me of becoming a cruel man. Who does he think he is? Could be a piece of melon wrapped in prosciutto for all I care. Imagine if I acted like that to my parents. Could you imagine? I mean, when I was raised, not only did I have to speak to my parents, I'd have to speak properly. If not, they would have beaten me. They would have gotten a leather belt and yelled at me to bend over just like this. And look at me now, begging my son to respect me again. Does he think I'm some fool? Does he think I'm some joke? Damn it, I am a senator, for God's sake. I'm that guy people bow down to me. And my wife said to me the other day, why are you still trying to get this kid to like you? And I thought about it a bit. Why am I, one of the busiest people on planet Earth, still trying to get this kid to like me? It's because I somehow still love him. I still believe in him. And trust me, it wasn't always like this. Before he became so interested in politics, he and I had a lovely relationship. We spent a lot of time together. And we smiled. I remember spending his 6th birthday party outside in a mountain range near a waterfall, and we truly smiled. It was the type of smile that contained an inner, tearful gratitude. The waterfall was beautiful. The view was gorgeous. The trees were huge. The world was our oyster, wasn't it? He used to be a beautiful little fool. And ever since he's gotten into college pursuing politics, he has changed. Doesn't see me as the right guy anymore. Thinks I threw my moral compass at the wind. Only because of the work I do in the Senate. Only because I take money from big oil. Yesterday, I packed my bags. I ordered my wife to also pack my bags. I have to meet my son in person. I must meet him. I must talk to him. And out of all the nasty things I've been accused of in my life, and trust me, there are many, such as being called a man who filibusters all day or is destroying the planet, haha. My son has claimed that I'm too afraid to meet him, that I'm hiding behind my texts. Yes, I delayed our last meeting, but that was because I had an important Senate hearing. I promised it was important. And I did postpone the meeting again, but that was because my suitcases weren't ready, and I didn't eat the right breakfast. And my back was too itchy. I had many hurdles that day, so many. And what matters? What matters is I'm actually gonna meet him this time. I'm not gonna delay meeting him, I'm gonna talk to him. I've got suitcases full of clothes and full of suspicions about why he doesn't like me anymore. I must find out. I worked on this letter every day. It's for my father. For me as well, but for him. I carried it to school every day. In the library, the dining hall, in the chapel, everywhere. And kids often ask me, "Aren't you lonely?" And I often reply, "Yeah, but I'm content with the loneliness. I found meaning in the loneliness. Sometimes in love with it too. It's given me purpose and a feeling of responsibility." I know my father won't ever come to meet me. I know that. He's been delaying all of our meetings for hilarious excuses. I mean hilarious, like they should be submitted to the humor section of the New Yorker. I mean, not being able to come because your back was too itchy, because you didn't eat the right breakfast, or because you supposedly had an important Senate hearing. That's hilarious. I do know the real reason why he won't meet me. Which is, he knows I'll tell him the truth. He knows he'd have to confront the truth. Confront the ways he has changed. Confront the ways he has been destroying the planet. Mom told me the other day that he's gonna come soon, but I could already tell that he won't. So I've written a letter he won't be able to avoid. I've placed every letter in this letter methodically. My father must suffer a collection of knives carving the shell that is covering his soul. I want to find the man I used to know. And I find that meaningful, truly meaningful. I haven't given up on him or really this planet. And I'm not claiming that one letter would solve the climate catastrophe, but if one tree is saved because my father woke up, that'll be enough for me. And I remember this one tree outside during my 6th birthday party. A large, mighty tree. It's gone now. Probably because of deforestation. And I know there's a connection between my father's work and the loss of that tree. He's the one who promised his constituents that he would reduce illegal deforestation, but then he claimed that the Senate first had to deal with more important matters, and then he claimed that there wasn't enough funding, and then he claimed that he'd do it after the midterms, and then he claimed that he'd do it after a new administration comes, only to oppose the Forest Act in the end. Delaying work again and again, being so indecisive. He wasn't always like this. He used to be better than this. Much better, in fact. It's not too late for him to be back. It's not too late to heal our planet. And it's not too late for him to be free. To be himself again and not a puppet for big oil. I could already imagine the sight of him receiving this letter. He would first try to shamefully defend himself, but later he would probably be hurt, torn, but most importantly, he would learn that he's wrong. Learn that he's wrong. I don't know if he would learn that he's wrong, because I could already tell that he already knows that he's wrong. I could sense it deep down inside, he knows. To admit that you're wrong and fix yourself, that's the freest thing. And in the end, it would be worth it. young and stupid climate activists trespassed on my private property and yelled at me for not voting for a chaotic climate bill. They really thought that they could tell me what to vote for, didn't they? I've been serving in the Senate for 12 years now. I know what I'm doing. And I'm the one elected. If they're so upset about that, who cares? I'll be up for another 6 years. And if they really wanted to do something, they could run for the Senate, but thank God these stupid kids are running our country. I'll be free in a second. The hell was that? Who even writes letters these days? It's from my son Maxwell. It's from my son Maxwell. Dear Dad, I suppose it's about me. It's been a while since I've written. I know I could have texted or called you, but I don't want you to interrupt like you always do. I need you to listen to me. Fine. First, you have to stop texting me at 7 a.m., which I know is your 4 a.m. I stopped using my alarm because you keep waking me up. You know the time difference. You spam me. No one else's father does this. Please stop. I can't read your novella text every morning begging me to forgive you of your sins. My sins? Forgive me of my sins? All I wanted was for you to like me. We're talking about my sins? Second, you might wonder why I'm writing to you now, of all days, after so much has happened between us. I've heard from Mom that you're planning to come, but I know you won't because you're too afraid of what I have to say. And so I put everything I have to say in this letter. Dear God. You know you're prioritizing the wrong thing. With you bending over backwards for big oil, the Senate has been looking like a puppet show. You've been so hoodwinked by material wealth that you've destroyed not only our relationship, but also the world you're going to leave behind. Oh, my son Maxwell, you're priceless with your humor. Destroy the world? You're hilarious, you're joking. And every time you're on television, you make a fool out of yourself. Every time you write a long-ass letter, you make a fool out of yourself. I still vividly remember you going on television, complaining about climate activists, telling you to vote for a climate bill. You know you're wrong. Oh, Maxwell, those supposed climate activists were trespassing on my private property. I was within my legal rights to forcibly move them out and complain about them all day on live TV. Know what you're talking about before speaking to me! You made a fool out of me. My classmates see you when they look at me. Even if I shaved my head and pierced my eyebrow or got tattoos all across my face, they'd still know me as his son. Not only am I hurt when other classmates tease me because of your gloomy shadow, not only do I find it repugnant the way you appease big oil, but I had enough of your lies and your facade. I wish you were the same person you used to be when I was 6 years old. Remember my 6th birthday party? We ran up and down the mountain range and we smiled. I do remember that. We really smiled. You and I loved nature. And I remember this one large tree at the top of the mountain range. It was huge, physically imposing and beautiful. It was shaped so elegantly as if God handcrafted it to be the grandest example of what nature ought to be. I wonder if that tree, with all its power and its might, is still here. And I wonder if the father I once knew is still here as well. Please come back and do the responsible thing. The world will be free, and you'll be free. senator or the father I once was, but it feels unique to have someone speak honestly, doesn't it? Awfully unique. I thought I'd hate this feeling, but it feels special. I usually go to the end of my days, unable to hear someone speak so honestly, so clearly. It must be good for him to be so young and free. 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 Free, 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 free. Free. I don't know what that word even means anymore. It's an idea, an empty idea, a word with only letters, but no meaning. I lost my grasp on it. It must feel good, wouldn't it? It's too late for me to be free.